Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. This is part 3, Careers in Coffee. Liz and Dan. Liz, are you drinking tea this morning, you said?
Yeah, I was drinking green tea and my handy caribou coffee from IP.
That seems to be your go-to.
I don't know. I'm pretty cheap.
I got my Hawkeye Yeti mug going this morning.
Nice.
Yep. So I think this is my third cup, so that's going to be about it for me today.
Yeah, I am cut off right now. It's a busy week.
Right. So a lot of great things happening on Corridor Careers right now. Liz, do you want to talk about like what we have a lot of jobs on our board right now?
It's really exciting time right now. We've got over 470 jobs on the site. That's a lot for us. And just keep in mind, everybody that posts to Corridor Careers is a local employer. So it's not going to be riddled with garbage and, fake apply things. That's one of our advantages of using our jobs platform. So go over to check out Corridor Careers and see what kind of jobs that we have. Unity Point is a big one that has a lot of job postings in healthcare. Quite a variety too, not just RNs and LPNs, but like technician jobs, sterilization, central sterilization jobs, things like that. Great opportunities to get into healthcare. If you maybe have been working in maintenance and you want to work in healthcare, you can transition right over to that. So there's a lot of cool opportunities right now. So if you aren't finding anything, let's have you come over to our site and we'll get you somewhere.
Yeah, it's definitely an exciting time in the corridor. Obviously, the weather is getting nicer outside.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can tell I'm in a better mood. I've been bike riding and playing golf. So
yeah, it's just like when you look outside and you can see green, that's a good sign. So hopefully your mindsets are shifting a little bit too and starting to think about, okay, what's next for me? And we'd be happy to help you on that process.
yeah, absolutely. So today we do want to dive into a question that we hear quite often actually from job seekers, and we definitely did during Career Week a couple weeks ago. And that's dealing with somebody who is re-entering the workforce, who has maybe been out of work for a little bit, is struggling to get back in, or maybe they've been a stay-at-home parent for several years and they want to get back into a job. So Liz, my question for you is, what type of advice would you give to somebody that's maybe struggling to get back into the workforce?
Yeah, so this kind of sound like a broken record if you've listened before, but you're not alone. That's number one. There are a lot of people who are out of work in our community that are not seeking work, which means they've been out of work for some time. So that shows there's a large population of people who are going to have a gap going back. So you're not alone in that. And it's not like you haven't been doing anything when you haven't been working. If you've been maybe taking care of family, maybe it's young children or aged parents or things like that, those activities are often translated into paid work. If you would have someone take care of your kids, that's a job. If you would have somebody take care of your aging parents, that's a job. So think of it in the mindset of like the work that I've been doing has been unpaid, but it's still work. So a lot of people who are facing a gap will have that level of confidence that they need to build up, and that's tough. But the first step is just to take it in small bites. So number one would be, okay, let's look at what is your resume. If you don't have a resume, there are a lot of resources out there, either through Iowa Works. You could create an account with Corridor Careers. We have a resume builder. You could go to Indeed.com and use their resume builder. The library has a resume lab, and we'll include all of these links in the show notes below, but the library has a resume lab that is self-serve online. So there's a lot of online resources that can help you kind of shape up your resume. And you are going to show some level of gap there in your resume of like, okay, the last job I worked was 7 years ago, let's just say.
Mm-hmm.
You just need to put some kind of message at the top of your resume that says actively seeking work after being an active stay-at-home parent, or blah blah blah, or whatever it is that you want to say. You don't have to share specifics, but you just have to make a statement that says you are actively looking for work even though you have been out of work and for whatever reason. And then when you go to apply for a job, the recommendation we were getting from our experts on our expert panel back when we did Career Week was just make sure that you provide kind of an explanation and come prepared in that cover letter. Or maybe if you're talking with an employer, you're getting an interview secured or something like that, and they ask you about your gap in employment, just be prepared with a comeback to that says, yes, I haven't been working, but what I've actually been doing is, I had little side jobs and I took care of my family and was responsible for all the home organization,
Right.
or I did the bills for the family for 10 years and didn't have any issues. I mean, those are real skills that are transferable. They just aren't paid.
Yeah, that's really good. So when you think about some of those skills that you're talking about right now, like whether you were obviously taking care of a loved one, or maybe making dinner for your family, all these different just like household skills, right? Like what jobs do you think those type of skills might transfer to very easily?
Well, I think just kind of brainstorm. What do you have to do something that you like to do too. So if you enjoy taking care of people, personal care, that is a directly translatable category of jobs. So that could be a medical assistant at a assisted living center, or you could be working in a childcare facility, or potentially some other kind of facility like that. But if that is not an area that you're interested in, cleaning companies are hiring right now, lots of cleaning companies. So that could be an opportunity too. And then if you're like, well, I don't want an entry level position, I need something that's a little bit more substantial, then what you're going to really have to rely on is your work history and what you've done to maintain those skills through your gap, and then build on your network. So that was another thing that our Ask the Expert panel brought up, was like, who do you know working in the industry that you're interested in, and pitch it to them. Say, hey, I'm looking to get back into this. I know I've been out of work for some time, but I've got these skills. What would you recommend I do? Reach out. And LinkedIn is a great resource for that, but also just look through your contact list on your phone and give people a call. Now's the time to start reaching out to people and make those connections so that you can have an advocate for you helping you through this process, because you don't have to do this alone. People want to help each other. Especially through the pandemic.
Absolutely. You brought up something a few minutes back, and you said, people that have been out of work or have been searching for a job for a while might be struggling with confidence. And I want to share something from my own story, because several years ago, I had quit a job without really knowing what I was going to do next. I just knew I wanted to kind of transition. And I realized I was out of work for maybe a month or two. And I realized, like, okay, I can't just apply to jobs, right? So I started driving Uber. I downloaded the Uber app, and I needed something to do each day to get some confidence, right? So I felt like, okay, I have a way to at least see some money coming in. And then that allowed me to get, another job, an hourly job. And then I was able to move into a full-time role after, I worked that job for a while, and just to build some confidence. So I think that really helped me on my journey to, now get to where I am now, as I was kind of going through that transition period. But I feel like you've mentioned things like cleaning, maybe taking care of loved ones or babysitting, Uber Eats.
Dog sitting, house
Rover,
sitting.
yeah, walking dogs.
Rover,
I wrote
yeah,
that
that's a
down.
good one.
Instacart, delivering goods to people, whether it's groceries or maybe things from Walmart or Target. So with this kind of like gig economy, where you can download an app and basically go to have a paying job within a few days. I think there's a good way to build some confidence if you are struggling.
Yeah, and we shouldn't forget to mention this, but we do own Corridor Careers as part of the newspaper, the Gazette. We have routes available if you want to get up early and deliver the newspaper in the morning. So that's always an option too, and that's kind of a cool job too for contractors, because you can get it out of the way by the time your day starts. And if you've got kids at home, you still can take care of them because you're pretty much done by 7:30. So that's an option too. But I don't know, traditional jobs too, there are so many right now that it's really kind of a buyer's market as far as a job seeker. If you're thinking of yourself as a job seeker, you're kind of a buyer of jobs, potentially. If you're shopping for jobs, it really just goes down to what we talked about before, which was, what are you interested in? What is your short-term goal and your long-term goal? And see if we can find something to align those things. Because there are great opportunities out there right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some people have like eBay stores and, Facebook Marketplace. They do a lot of business on Facebook Marketplace too, and that's another option.
It's amazing just getting a little bit of income, seeing something come in, how much confidence it can give you to, just keep moving forward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
Cool. Well, that is going to do it for episode number 3 of Careers in Coffee. And sorry, I think the garbage truck is going by outside my window. If you heard that in the background.
Oh, garbage trucks. Those are another position people are looking for.
There you go. Yeah. Ideas all around.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you guys are thinking about, hey, Liz, Dan, I am thinking about getting back to work, help me out, shoot us a message, hit us up on Facebook or shoot a message to contact@corridorcareers.com and we'll respond. We're real people. We're not robots. So we can take a look at your resume and maybe give you some suggestions, but there are a ton of resources out there. So check out the show notes below. We'll link to the Kirkwood Career Center, the Displaced Worker Program. Those are great resources for you where they can offer really skilled expertise to help you through the process of re-entering workforce and a bunch of other things we talked about. So a cornucopia of resources.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Liz. It's been a blast, and we'll see everybody next week.